Hello and welcome. When you first look at Chinese characters, it's easy to wonder, how does anyone possibly learn to write them? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you the simple, logical system behind it all, step by step.
A lot of people feel intimidated at first, and that's totally understandable. But what you're going to discover is a system that's actually surprisingly logical. So hang in there, because in the next few minutes, we're going to give you the foundation you need to start writing with real confidence.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about why you should even learn to write by hand. Then, we'll dig into the basic building blocks that make up every single character. After that, we'll cover the rules of stroke order. Think of it as the grammar of writing. And finally, we'll look at some handy shortcuts. Okay, let's jump right into Section 1.
Okay, Section 1. So you're probably thinking, wait a minute, I have a keyboard. Why would I ever need to learn how to write by hand? And that is a fair question. But the thing is, even in our super digital world, the actual physical act of writing these characters, it offers some incredible benefits, especially if you're serious about learning Mandarin. So let's break down exactly what those are.
So let's get practical. First off, there's muscle memory. Actually writing a character, feeling the strokes, it helps it stick in your long-term memory so much better than just looking at it on a screen. It's a real mind-body connection. And here's another huge one. You know when you see a character you don't recognize? Well, if you know how to write it, you can just draw it right into a dictionary app on your phone to look it up. That is an absolute game changer for learning.
Now this is so important. I need you to hear this. Let go of the pressure to be perfect. The goal is not to become a master calligrapher. Honestly, even a lot of native speakers have pretty messy handwriting. Our focus here is on clarity, on correctness. We're aiming for legible characters. That's it. That's the goal.
All right, let's move on to the basic building blocks. And this is the part that might just surprise you. You see these characters that look incredibly complex. Well, every single one, no matter how complicated it seems, is made from the same few simple parts.
And here it is. It all starts with this number, just 6. That's it. There are only 6 basic strokes that form the entire foundation of Chinese writing. I want you to really let that sink in. Master these 6 simple strokes, and you've basically got the alphabet you need to build thousands upon thousands of characters.
So how can we learn all 6 of these strokes really efficiently? Well, believe it or not, we can learn all of them by looking at just one perfectly constructed character. It's the character young, which fittingly means eternity. It's like a perfect little teaching tool. Let's take a closer look and break it down.
Okay, let's build this character together, and we'll learn each stroke as we go. Ready? We'll start at the very top with what's called a dian, which is just a simple dot. Got it? Okay. Next, we draw a horizontal line. That's called sheng. Then a vertical line coming straight down. That's shu. Now at the bottom of that vertical line, we add a little hook. That's a go. Almost there. On the left, we have an upward rising stroke. This is called ti. And to finish it off, we have 2 falling strokes. The one that falls to the left is piet, and the one falling to the right is na. And there you have it. Those 6 movements are all the building blocks you will ever need.
Okay, so we have our building blocks. Now we need the instruction manual. How do we put them together? This is where stroke order comes in. And I want to be really clear. This isn't just some random set of rules you have to memorize for no reason. It's a system that's been perfected over thousands of years to make your characters look balanced, be easy to read, and, importantly, to make them flow from your pen quickly and efficiently.
So, the first group of rules is all about one thing, directional flow. The best way to think about it is like gravity for your pen. It creates a natural, easy flow across the page.
And here they are, the 2 absolute golden rules of writing Chinese. You ready? Top to bottom, and left to right. Always, no exceptions. So for a simple character like the one for 2, you write the top stroke first, then the bottom one. Easy, right? For the character person, you write the left stroke first, then the right. This simple logic applies to pretty much everything.
All right, next up, you're going to see a lot of characters that have these box-like shapes that enclose other little bits inside them. These enclosures have their own special set of rules for how you put them together.
And this is a rule that just makes so much sense. I want you to think about it like you're packing a box. Take the character for country, for example. First, you draw the outer frame, the walls of the box. Then you put all the stuff inside.
And only after everything is neatly inside do you draw that final bottom line to close the gate. See? Build it, fill it, close it. It's really logical.
Okay, our final group of core rules. This one deals with two things: strokes that cross over each other and where exactly to put those little dot strokes that we learned about earlier.
Here are two more rules that honestly are just really satisfying to write. First, if you have a stroke that cuts right through the middle of a character, like that vertical line in the character for middle, that stroke is always written last. You can think of it as putting the final skewer through everything. And then, for dots, the rule is really simple. A dot on the top left, that comes first. Any other dot, whether it's on the top right or inside the character, you save that for last.
Okay, you've now learned the formal rules. You have the foundation, now for the fun part. Let's learn how to bend those rules, just a little. We're going to look at how people write in the real world, at normal speed. Learning these shortcuts will not only make your own handwriting more fluid and natural, but it's also absolutely essential for being able to read what other people have written.
Let's take a look at a really common component, the water radical, that little part of a character that gives you a hint about its meaning. Now, formally, technically, it's 3 separate little dots, but in natural handwriting, you'll almost always see it written as one single, continuous flowing squiggle. Why? Well, it's just so much faster.
And it's the same idea here. A simple box, like the character for mouth, is formally 3 distinct strokes, but in everyday practice, people often simplify it way down to just 1 or 2 connected movements, almost like a little loop. Again, it's all about speed and flow.
Now, this one is really fascinating because it shows how efficiency can actually change the rules. To write this character for to have faster, you'll often see native writers change the stroke order completely. They'll create a sort of loop to write that whole top part in a single fluid motion before adding the bottom part. Yeah, it completely breaks the formal rules we just learned, but it's all about making a more efficient path for the pen. It's built for speed.
So let's bring this all home. I want to repeat something I said at the beginning because it's the most important takeaway. The goal here, it isn't perfect calligraphy, it's clear communication. And now you have the tools. You really do. You have the basic strokes, you have the rules for how to put them together, and you even have a few shortcuts to make your writing look more natural. The only thing left is for you to pick up a pen. Your journey starts with that very first stroke. You've got this.